Why, hello there. I'm Jonathan Bengal, and welcome to Naked Tax Talk Raw, the podcast. First of all, thank you. Seriously, out of thousands, maybe even millions of podcasts you could have clicked on today, you clicked on this one. Whether you found me because someone shared the show, you stumbled across me on YouTube, you heard me speak at an event, or you're one of my clients, or maybe you just typed the word tax into a search bar because you're trying to figure out what in the world the IRS wants from you. And I'm genuinely glad that you're here. Now, before we jump into tax strategies, deductions, IRS notices, audits, entities, bookkeeping, profit, cash flow, and everything else we're going to cover on this show, I wanted to dedicate this first episode to something really simple. I want to tell you what this podcast is, and maybe more importantly, what it isn't. Because I think there are enough podcasts out there that where someone sits behind a microphone trying to impress you with how smart they are. And that's not me. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to help you. And there's a difference. I've been helping entrepreneurs for more than 20 years. I've sat across the table from thousands of business owners. So we're just getting started. Some were making millions. Some were terrified because they had just opened an IRS notice. Others were celebrating the biggest year their business had ever had. And you know what? No matter how different they were, all of them had something in common. They wanted peace. They wanted clarity. They wanted someone they could trust. Because taxes aren't really about taxes. They're about people. They're about dreams. They're about businesses that someone poured into their hearts. They're about families. They're about retirement. They're about wondering if you've really ever had enough. And that's why I wanted to create this podcast. Not because the world needed another tax podcast. Goodness knows there's plenty of those. I wanted to create a place where we could all have an honest conversation. No hype, no fake promises, no pretending entrepreneurship is easy, because it isn't. Owning a business is one of the greatest gifts you'll ever receive, and one of the hardest things you will ever do. Some days you'll feel unstoppable. Other days you'll question every decision you've ever made. You'll wonder if you've charged enough. You'll wonder if you should hire more employees. You'll wonder if you should fire that same employee. You'll wonder why your bank account doesn't match the amount of work you're doing. You'll wonder why everyone on social media seems to be making millions while you're trying to figure out how payroll is due on Friday. If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. I've been there. I watched my own business grow. I've watched it struggle. I've made incredible decisions, and I've made terrible decisions. I've trusted the wrong people, and I've learned lessons the hard way. And over the years, I've realized something. The conversations that help people the most aren't always the polished ones. They're the real ones. That's why this podcast is called Naked Tax Talk Raw. Let's talk about the name for a minute, because I know it's a little different. When people first hear it, they usually smile. Sometimes they laugh. Sometimes they ask if this is going to be some kind of crazy show. And the answer is no. Although I do hope we have a little fun together. The word naked isn't about taking your clothes off. People, please don't do that. Especially if you're listening in public. The word naked means stripping away everything that doesn't matter. Stripping away the myths, the fear, the misinformation, the bad advice, the internet experts who watch 3 videos and suddenly think they're tax professionals. It's about getting honest, really honest, because I believe entrepreneurs deserve the truth. Sometimes that truth is encouraging, sometimes it's uncomfortable, sometimes the answer is, no, that's not deductible. And sometimes the answer is, you've been paying way too much in taxes because no one ever showed you a better way. We'll celebrate wins together. We'll talk about mistakes together. We'll laugh together. And every once in a while, I hope we'll challenge each other. Now let's talk about the second part of the name, raw. That word also has intention as well. Raw means you're getting me. Not some corporate version of me, not some perfectly polished media personality. Me, the guy who loves helping entrepreneurs, the guy who occasionally gets frustrated with the IRS, the guy who still gets excited when a client legally saves thousands of dollars in taxes because we planned ahead instead of reacting later. The guy who believes tax strategy is about creating freedom, not just about lowering a tax bill. I'm not interested in pretending I've got life completely figured out. I don't. And honestly, I don't trust people who act like they do. What I do have is experience. 20 plus years of sitting across from business owners. Thousands of tax returns, thousands of planning meetings, millions of dollars in documented tax savings for my clients. And probably just as important, 20 plus years of learning about people. Because the numbers are usually the easy part. People are the interesting part. Fear is interesting. Success is interesting. Money stories are interesting. The way we think about wealth is fascinating. The way we sabotage ourselves sometimes. Now that's worth talking about too. So yes, we're going to talk taxes. A lot. We're going to talk about deductions, entities, payroll, retirement, IRS notice, audits, estimated payments, bookkeeping, cash flow, profit, and even business systems. But we're also going to talk about something bigger. We're going to talk about why entrepreneurs make the decisions they make, why some businesses grow while others stay stuck, why profit matters more than revenue, why paying some tax isn't the enemy, why financial peace is worth more than financial appearance, and why building a business you actually enjoy is far more important than building one that simply looks successful on Instagram. Here's something else I want you to know. Every client story I share will be anonymous, but they are true stories. Always, protecting my client isn't just part of the job. It's part of my character. Sometimes I'll combine details from multiple experiences to illustrate a lesson. Sometimes I'll change identifying facts. The point isn't going to spotlight a person. It's to help you understand a principle. And while I'll do my best to explain tax law clearly, remember that this podcast is educational. It's not personalized tax advice. Tax law depends on your facts and circumstances. So before making major decisions, talk with a qualified tax professional who understands your situation. My goal isn't to replace the relationship. My goal is to help you ask better questions when you have those conversations. So if you've been looking for a place where taxes make sense, where business ownership is discussed honestly, where success isn't measured by how many followers someone has, and where we can occasionally laugh at the absurdity of the tax code together, welcome. You found your people. I'm excited about where this journey is going. Every week we'll tackle a new topic. Some episodes will be practical. Some will be thought-provoking. Some will probably challenge ideas you believed for years. And I hope every single one leaves you just a little bit better equipped to build the business and the life you actually want. If you enjoy what you hear, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Leave a review. Share with another entrepreneur. Because chances are, if you're struggling with something in your business, someone else is too. And if you'd like to continue the conversation beyond the podcast, visit talktojb.com. That's where you can learn more about me, my team, the work we do, and the resources we've created to help entrepreneurs keep more of what they earn legally, ethically, and strategically. And thank you once again for being here. I truly mean that. This is just the beginning, and I'm honored that you've decided to join me for the journey. I'm Jonathan Bengal, and this has been Naked Tax Talk Raw. Until then, toodles noodles.